Shanghai food inspectors check to make sure there is no tainted bean curd on sale here. The price of a license plate is down again at the city's monthly auction. And a Shenyang restaurant owner's revenue is down after a failed promotion. Good evening and welcome to this weekend edition of Shanghai Live, and I'm your host, Zhang Jieying. Local inspectors have been checking wet markets around the city that sell bean curd products. The overnight checks came after authorities in the nearby city of Taicang shut down some illegal bean curd production facilities yesterday. Officials there say most of the products were distributed to the Shanghai market. Song Wenjing has more.
Inspectors from the Jing'an Industrial and Commercial Bureau went to this wet market this afternoon to check certificates and bills at stores selling bean curd products. They say all of the store operators managed to provide them. One store owner said a wholesaler had offered her cheaper bean curd products, but she said no.
If I might have to pay a fine of 5,000 yuan or even 10,000 yuan just for 10 yuan profit, it doesn't make any sense at all. I would not risk losing my store.
Since last night, several hundred inspectors in Shanghai have checked more than 160 markets that have nearly 300 stores selling tofu. Inspectors in suburban Jiading district say they found products from Taicang in 6 stores, but don't yet know which companies supply the products.
If the certificates and bills are not complete, or if the products come from Taicang with no specified supplier, we ask them to halt sales first in order to protect consumers.
About 700 kilograms of bean curd products and more than 1,000 kilograms of illegal food additives were confiscated at one facility in Taicang. Inspectors said the tofu contained a lot of emulsified silicone oil, anti-foaming agents and gypsum, which health experts say can cause cancer. Song Jing, Shanghai Live.
License plate prices are continuing to go down at the monthly auctions in Shanghai. The lowest winning price this morning was down more than 300 yuan from last month. Zhang Tao reports.
Opening bids were limited to 79,900 yuan this month. That is the average price of a plate between last December and March. People were not allowed to go any higher in the first round of bidding. And just 20 minutes after the auction began, the lowest successful bid had already reached that benchmark. But unlike the quick bidding in the first round, the lowest price remained unchanged in the second round until the last 3 minutes. The lowest successful bid reached 80,700, but that was 3,200 yuan cheaper than last month. One car salesman said that although the price was down, the plates were harder to get because of the last-minute competition.
Now the first round bidding actually becomes meaningless because everybody offers the ceiling price. They flood in the last several minutes when wild speed, bidding skills and luck play a big role.
About 22,000 bidders, 5% fewer than last month, were competing for 9,000 license plates this morning. Zhang Tao, Shanghai Live.
Anybody planning a road trip during this year's Dragon Boat Festival holiday will have to pay highway tolls as usual. The Dragon Boat holiday will last from June 10th to 12th after 7 straight working days. And unlike some other recent holidays, people driving to nearby cities will have to pay regular highway tolls. The tolls are lifted for only 4 holiday periods: Spring Festival, National Day, Tomb Sweeping, and May Day. Shanghai Shenhua will host Beijing Guoan tomorrow evening in the 10th round of this season's Chinese Super League. While the team is preparing for the clash, our reporter Zhang Qing talked to one of Shenhua's new core players, Syria international Firas Al-Khatib, at his home, where he talked about his experience in China so far.
Khatib has played in all 9 Shenhua games so far this season and has scored 4 goals and assisted another 4 of the team's 13 goals so far. That puts him second in goals scored. But the forward from Syria says the credit goes to the whole team.
Shenhua as management and the players very helpful and friendly, and they have many experienced players that made me adapt quickly. More easy to play with experienced players to good foreigners. They help me because I don't play alone now. Football play as teamwork. All the players help each other. For this is more easy for me.
Last year's Shenhua drew worldwide attention when it had high-profile foreigners Didier Drogba and Nicolas Anelka on board. They are both gone now, and this year the club is keeping a low profile by using less famous but more practical foreign players like Khatib, who describes himself as speedy, explosive, and experienced.
Because they need all this thing in the beach, and always they choose the foreigners like this. They need the foreigners make everything for the team.
After 9 matches, Khatib said that so far the strongest opponent that he has met was the team that gave Shenhua its first defeat this year, Guangzhou. But he says it will take more time for him to see who is the best in the league. Khatib says he wants to bring his wife and 4 children to Shanghai if he's still here next season. Shenhua started the season with 6 points docked as punishment for match fixing and bribery a decade ago. But the team has overcome all the negative points and now ranks 11th in a 16-team league. On Sunday, Shenhua will face Guoan at Hongkou Stadium in Shanghai. Beijing just lost to FC Seoul 3-1 Tuesday night in the AFC Champions League. Zhang Qing, Shanghai Live.
And now let's take a look at some news elsewhere around the country, including a school collapse this morning in northeastern China. Authorities in Jilin province are investigating the collapse this morning of a school building under renovation that left 1 worker dead and a dozen injured. No students or teachers were in the building when it collapsed around 7 this morning and buried all 13 workers. It took rescuers about 5 hours to get the survivors out. In East China's Shandong province, the death toll from a mine flood Thursday morning now stands at 9, with 1 person still missing. The Jinan municipal government reported the deaths this morning after the residents of the town of Zhangqiu said yesterday that the mine had been operating illegally. The owner is among several people who've been detained as the investigation continues. And police in Wuhan, in central China's Hubei province, are holding a bus driver who they say was taking drugs when driving. He's identified as a 38-year-old man surnamed Zhang. Netizens had posted photos that appear to show him doing that, and authorities say a urine test confirmed Zhang was taking drugs. A fast food restaurant owner in the northeastern Chinese city of Shenyang is ending a promotional campaign after just 2 days because he's losing so much money. He had invited customers to pay however much they wanted to pay for the meals, but it was far from enough. Chen Tingjie has more.
The dumpling restaurant in downtown Shenyang started the promotional campaign on Thursday. The sign that says "Pay as much as you want" is still there, but the number of customers has dropped by 70% compared with the past 2 days.
The first day of the promotion was better. We got back 30% of the actual costs. But yesterday we only got back 20%. Some people just wouldn't pay a single penny. We asked them, "Are you satisfied with the meal?" They would tell us yes, and then just go away.
If you're really satisfied with the meal or the service, you should pay the full price. I think this is something that reflects a person's morality.
But not every customer has that philosophy. Lee says his restaurant had 400 customers in 2 days, but they paid only 2,000 yuan.
We set a rule for the promotion saying that customers would have to pay the full price if they left behind 5 dumplings. But some of them just made a bite on each dumpling and dumped them.
Lee is by no means the first restaurant owner to try that kind of promotion and discover it doesn't work. A pizza place in the southern Chinese city of Shenzhen did it last year for 3 days and found diners only left enough to cover 10% of the cost. 陈廷杰, Shanghai Live.
And that's all for today's edition of Shanghai Live. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.
乐事番茄味薯片，挡不住的鲜浓番茄味，让香脆薯片更美味。乐事番茄味薯片，4种口味全新上市，片片可可有乐事。
潘婷发现开叉常源自损伤，多倍浓稠维他命原配方，第1次使用开始就能帮助防。